I got caught lying. Now, if you know me, you might know me as an upstanding person. You might know me as a content creator. And this is called clickbait. This is me getting you to watch the episode or to hear the episode. But I did get caught lying to myself. And this is what I want to share with today. As a man, usually you feel that you cannot open up. You usually fear a conflict because disagreements usually end up going wrong or they turn into blowouts or blow-ups. With that being said, you tend to hold more things in than you probably should. I've always applauded women for having women's circles, the ability to go to their girlfriend and to vent, to cry, to laugh, to get advice, or to go to spiritual retreats and do that. And for men, it's not as common. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen, but it's not as common. Usually for men, one way that we find resolve or we find some type of peace from the internal battle is through recreation, sports, through sometimes activities that are not good for us. I'm not saying that gambling, I'm not going there, but you know what I mean. Or they just bottled it up. And I've done that for so many years. Even with therapy, I've gotten a lot of help. I've made a lot of strides with therapy. But recently, I realized I needed to take the journey of healing and the journey of self-awareness further. And that scared me. I didn't realize how much hurt I had from people who actually love me, which is usually the opposite. Usually you get hurt by someone who doesn't love you. I didn't realize how much stuff in my childhood I held on to, and I love my parents, love what they did for me. That was good, but there were some things that they didn't know that I needed, that they didn't do. More affection, more affirmations, and things like that. But when I started realizing that I was lying to myself with certain things that I would have coming up, say an event, and I would say, it doesn't matter if anybody doesn't come. And it did matter. What was happening was I was recalling all of the years that no one made it to a lot of my basketball games. No one really made it to a lot of my football games. No one in my close family made it to any of my Olympic lifting competitions, my powerlifting competitions, and things like that of that nature. So I started to take on the whole mindset of it doesn't matter if anybody doesn't show up. Until one day, me and my wife got into a discussion from a book that I'm reading. I'll reveal it later. I'm reading the book now, but when we got into the discussion, I had heard about half of a chapter. And she pulled my card. She said, I think you do care about those things, and I think you gotta confront some of those things because it's hindering you. It's holding you back in areas that you want to grow. And at first, I was like, man, she don't know. She's never been a man. She's going completely nuts. I wasn't yelling at her at all. But just in my head, I was just fighting. And things after things just kept happening. The next morning, I got up. And I usually go pray or read first, about 4 a.m. in the morning. I got up, got ready to go in the shower. And I heard God said, tell me that you want to feel again. And I said, I want to feel again. And I just cried. I didn't realize, even with healing at certain levels, that another level was coming, another layer was being peeled. And I didn't realize that it was going to affect me in a better way. Some things that I was asking for in prayer or just wanting out of life, it wasn't going to happen without this next level or next doorway of healing, because it was making me look at people as if nobody cared. It was making me view people from the lens of, I don't really matter to a lot of people. They're just using me for what they can get out of me. And that wasn't the case at all. So with all of this, I started going deeper and deeper into the healing and just realizing so much stuff. And I told myself, I'm not going to go into a place of guilt. I'm not going to go into the place of feeling that I should beat myself up of where I should be and where I'm not right now. I'm just going to take this journey day by day. And I told my wife a couple of days ago, I said, I want people, everyone, anyone who's near me to have this feeling of getting free. And what I meant to say, and I was so scared to say it, was I want men to have this feeling of freedom, of not feeling like they're always in the shadows or that they can't cry. I also told her it may take men longer sometimes because to create a safe space, it may take a little bit more effort. It may look different. But if men are willing and they get free from, some of the emotional damage, some of the mental trauma, some physical trauma, some sexual trauma, if we get free from those things, not only will we walk around as confident, vibrant men, but we'll also birth out healthy families, healthy friendships, healthy relationships. We'll just do so much more on the earth. So what am I saying? I'm going to focus this next part of my life, I don't know how long, into helping men who want help and seeing where it goes. And I'm not going to run from it. And everything in me wants to run from it because I know it's not going to be easy. But when I see things that happen like Twitch committing suicide last year and other suicide attempts and successes, it makes me put things in perspective that I never want another man on this earth who I know, who I can help, to fight alone and to feel that he cannot succeed. I never want that again. So that's where we're at. Stay along, come along for the journey, and we'll see where it takes us. Be well, guys.